Hi, good morning. This is Gangaya from Maths Magic Academy. Next, question number 25. It is from paper 2, 7th chapter, coordinate geometry. In that question number 25 is given. So, find the coordinates of midpoint of line joining the points. So, here the points given differently, that is sin 45, comma tan 30 degrees, cos 45, comma cot 60 degrees. So, for this, if you want to solve this, you have to know the trigonometric values of the coordinates. In this, the coordinates are x1, y1, x2, y2. The x1 coordinate is given sin 45. What is the sin 45 value in the trigonometric table? That is 1 by root 2. So, x1 value is 1 by root 2. Similarly, here x2 here in the second coordinate is there, in that cos 45 is there. That cos 45 value is also 1 by root 2. And now as per trigonometric table, y1 is given tan 30, that tan 30 value is also 1 by root 3. Like that y2 cot 60, that cot 60 value 1 by root 3. Now we will go for the formula. What is the formula for midpoint of 2 points? If 2 points are x1, y1, x2 by 2, then the midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. And midpoint of given point, what is the given points? These 2 points, right? For those 2 points, what is there? Sin 45. What is sin 45? 1 by root 2. So that 1 by root 2 plus, next what is there? x2, x1 plus x2, no. So what is x2 value? 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 2 by 2. Like that here y1 plus y2 by 2. So now here how many 1 by root 2's are there? 2 1 by root 2's are there. See, it is 1 by root 2, it is also one more 1 by root 2. So that 2 1 by root 2, that is 2 1 by root 2 is nothing but 2 by root 2. Here 1 by root 3, how many 1 by root 3's are there? 2 1 by root 3's are there. That can be written as 2 by root 3. Same as 2 will be here, this 2 is also here. Now here, this can be written as 2 by root 2 into, when you are writing into, the denominator is what? 2 by 1. 2 by 1 becomes 1 by 2. Like that here also, 2 by root 3 into, it is 1 by 2. Now 2 get common, they get cancelled, then the remaining one is 1 by root 2. It is 1 by root 3. It's the answer, but you can write in different way, that is 1 by root 2. Already you find 1 by root 2. It may be sin 45 or cos 45. Like that 1 by root 3, it may be tan 30 or cot 60. In terms of given coordinates only, I am writing the answer, that is either sin 45 comma tan 30, that is a midpoint. Either sin 45 comma tan 30, that means the first point, or cos 45 comma cot 60, that means the second point. Either first point or second point is the midpoint of those 2 points. Okay. And next question number 26. Here it is. In 2 concentric circles, a chord of length 24 centimeters of a larger circle becomes a tangent to the smaller circle, whose radius is 5 centimeters. Then find the radius of the larger circle. So based on the given information, we can draw the picture like this. The circles are 2 concentric circles. Concentric circles means what? The circles which are having same center. If the center is same and we can draw too many circles, then that is nothing but, those all are nothing but concentric circles. Here 2 are concentric circles. So you can think the point A is nothing but a center of the circle, of this circle and this circle. There will be a smaller circle and a larger circle. 2 circles will be there. For these 2 circles are having same center. So we can say these 2 circles are concentric circles. And what they given? A chord of length 24 centimeters of larger circle. So here I drawn BC. So this BC is nothing but a chord of larger circle. In larger circle, BC becomes a chord. We had drawn that chord becomes the tangent to the smaller circle. It touches at one point to the smaller circle. If it touches at one point, that is a point of contact, then automatically this BC is a tangent of the smaller circle, and as well as this is a chord of the larger circle. So in this case, we have to find the radius of the larger circle. Radius of the larger circle is nothing but AB. So this is a diagram we have drawn, and we have plotted the point. We are assuming the point, the center of the circle we are assuming as A, and the chord length is BC, and the point where it is touches, that is a point of contact for the smaller circle because it is a tangent. So this point is D. Like that we are assuming, and this is the radius, that is AD, that is 5 centimeters. They given that is small r. And this is AB and AC, both are larger radius. Those are assuming as capital R. Let us go for the problem. So given the radius of the smaller circle R is given 5 centimeters. So here it is 5 centimeters. So that is we had assumed that there is small r, or that small r is nothing but AD. And next, from that figure, we can write that BC equals to length of the chord. BC is length of the chord. What is that length of the chord given? 24 centimeters. And that is tangent to the smaller circle. Whatever the length of the chord we have taken, okay, that is nothing but tangent to the smaller circle. If it is a tangent to the smaller circle, we have a theorem. Can you remember the theorem? There is a theorem in 9th chapter, the most important theorems. We have two theorems, 9.1 and 9.2. Both theorems are important. You have to learn the theorems. There is a chance to ask the definition also. So here we will come to know the theorem 9.1. The tangent at any point of a circle. The tangent at any point of a circle. So it is a tangent at any point, one of the point. Suppose if we take a circle, for that there is a tangents are like this. Like that. So at any point, there are infinite number of points on the circle. On the circumference, there are infinite number of points. Any point we can take. From that we can draw the tangent. So the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius. That means here, from here we can draw the radius like this or like this, whatever it may be. Whatever the way you can draw the radius. That radius is always perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. This is the point of contact of this tangent, point of contact of this tangent, point of contact of this tangent. For all these tangents, the radius will be perpendicular. So here also, this AD is a radius and this is a tangent. That means this AD, D is the point of contact. In this point of contact, the radius is perpendicular. So based on this 9.1 theorem only, we can write that AD is a perpendicular to the tangent BC. Understood? Now from this we can write here a BC. What is a BC? Chord, length of the chord. That BC becomes BD plus DC now. We had plotted the point D. So BD plus DC. And here if BD plus DC, you can observe that if we take a circle, in the circle BC is a chord and a line which is a perpendicular to BC and which is a passes through the center of the circle, then automatically this line becomes, whichever the line passes through the center of the circle becomes, bisects the chord. Definitely it is going to bisects the chord. Bisect in the sense it divides into two equal parts. That means BD and DC. BD and DC are equal. So BD and DC are equal. So that I can write BD. It is also BD. So that I can write 2BD. And here BC value already we know, that is 24 centimeter. We are substituting the 24 centimeters here. Now what is the BD value here? 24. This is coming to this side, 24 by 2. 24 by 2 is what? 12 centimeters. So we can find BD value is 12 centimeters. That means in this part 12 centimeters we had find. Now here in triangle ABD, what can you observe? AD is a perpendicular to BC. That means it is a right angle triangle. Angle D equals to 90 degrees. If it is a right angle triangle, according to Pythagoras, by Pythagoras theorem, what we can write? AB square equals to AD square plus BD square. It is by Pythagoras theorem. Now here AB square equals to, what is AD here? AD value, it is 5 square plus BD square. BD value is 12, so 12 square. Now it is 25 plus it is 144. Put together what we are going to get? 144 plus 25, 169. 169 is nothing but 13 square. So AB square equals to 13 square. Therefore, that is AB. What is AB? Capital R. Radius of the largest circle. Radius of the largest circle. That is equals to 13 centimeters. Like this we can find. Next, question number 27. Show that the point A is given a comma 0 and a B minus a comma 0 and a C 0 comma a root 3 are the vertices of a equilateral triangle. We have to prove that whether the given vertices are belongs to equilateral triangle or not. If the vertices are belongs to equilateral triangle, then what is the condition? What is the equilateral triangle property? If all the sides are equal in a triangle, then we can say that is a equilateral triangle. Now here, what are those? A, B, C are three vertices they given. That means AB is one side, BC is one side, and AC is one more side of a triangle. AB, BC, AC. If these three sides are equal, then we can say those vertices are belongs to equilateral triangle. So regarding that, we are making the answer. Given vertices of a triangle, A is given a comma 0, B is given minus a comma 0, and C is given 0 comma a root 3. Children, see here, whenever you are writing the examination, definitely you have to check the given details whichever you are writing in your answer sheet. Those are same as in the question paper or not. Sometimes the children's taking down the question differently in the answer paper and doing the answer, and they are going to get a wrong answer. So you won't get any mark. So you have to verify too many times whether the question taken is correct or not. A vertices a comma 0, B vertices minus a comma 0, C vertex given 0 comma a root 3. Like that vertex you have to check whether it is taken down correctly or not. And then go for the procedure. If these vertices makes an equilateral triangle, already we discussed, no? If these vertices makes an equilateral triangle, then AB side is equals to BC side, that is equals to AC side. That means all the three sides of equilateral triangle are equal. So based on that, we have to find AB side. AB side is nothing but what? Length of AB. What is the length of AB? That is distance. So distance formula we have to know. If you know the distance formula, then only we can find the length of AB or length of BC or length of AC. So the distance formula is given here. AB. If you take A and B are the vertices of x1, y1, x2, y2, then the formula will be square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. It is a standard formula for finding the distance. So here also the order is important, like x2 minus x1 if you wrote here, here also you have to write y2 minus y1. Otherwise you can write x1 minus x2, here also y1 minus y2, like that. The order you have to make correctly. So that the distance formula is nothing but square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So I am giving a box for this distance formula. Now I am finding the point AB. So it is A, it is a B. So here x1, y1, x2, y2. So x1 is A, x2, x1, y1, x2, y2. According to that, the AB equals to square root of here like this x2 minus x1. So what is x2 here? minus a. Minus a, and here a is there. So minus a I am writing, x2 minus x1. x2 I am writing, and minus will be there in the formula, minus, and x1. What is x1? A. That means minus a and whole square, plus here y2 minus y1. What is y2? Here 0. 0 minus, here y1 is also 0. So 0 minus 0 whole square. Okay. Now here square root of, here minus a minus 2a whole square. Here 0 minus 0, nothing. So that we will neglect that one. Now here minus 2a whole square becomes 2 square. Minus 2 whole square is plus 4. And square root of here a into a square, that is a square. Now square root of 4 value becomes 2. And square root of a square, square and root cancel, then we will get a. This is becomes 2a units. And here we will go for BC. BC is one more side. Here B is there, here C is there. Based on that, we can write square root of, here also we can apply the same formula, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So x2 minus x1 is what in this case? Here x1 y1, x2 y2. Like that you have to assume. Okay, for every two vertices you have to find the formula. So here x2 minus x1, 0 minus of minus a, 0 minus, in this formula minus is there, x2 minus x1. So in this x1 what is there? Minus a. So that 0 minus of minus a. Whenever the negative coordinates will be there, you have to careful. Why? Because here if you are not writing in the formula minus is there, here in the problem also minus a is there. If you are missing, then you will get wrong answer. So 0 minus of minus a whole square, plus here y2 minus y1, a root 3 minus 0, a root 3 minus 0 whole square. From this what we will get? Minus into minus plus a square, plus here 0 can be eliminated. And what is there? A into whole square, a square, root 3 whole square, root 3 whole square, root and square get cancelled. So 3 becomes here. Now here a square plus 3a square. Here what is the value of 3a square plus 1a square? Total 4a square. Same here, we will split up this square root under square root, 4 into a square, that is root 4 into root a square. Root 4 value is 2 and root of a square value square and root get cancelled. We will get a, that is 2a units. Now same as like that AC you can find. AC equals to square root of, here also same, 0 minus a square, a and c, 0 minus a whole square plus a root 3 minus 0 whole square. From this also you will get a square, from this also you will get 3a square. So put together you will get root of 4a square. 4a square, here also 4a square only we got, that is equals to 2a units. What do you observe? Here the length of AB is 2a units, length of BC is 2a units, AC is also 2a units. Here all the sides are equal or not? If the sides are equal, then definitely we can say this is belongs to an equilateral triangle. So we can write here AB equals to BC equals to AC in a triangle, that is in triangle ABC, so that it is an equilateral triangle. So like that we can prove. Children, see, it is a simple question. They are asking to find whether it is an equilateral triangle or not. Sometimes they are going to ask you whether it is a parallelogram or not, or whether it is a rhombus or not, whether it is a square or not. Okay, like that in different forms they are going to ask you. If it is a parallelogram, based on the properties, we can write that opposite sides are equal and diagonals bisect each other. We know diagonals bisect each other. Based on that, what we can write? Opposite sides are equal and diagonals are not equal. If the diagonals are not equal, we can say that is a parallelogram. What is a parallelogram? Opposite sides are equal and diagonals are not equal. If you prove like that, then that is belongs to a parallelogram. And what is about a rhombus? Rhombus diagonals are equal? No, diagonals are not equal, but all sides are equal. So we can say, if you want to prove a rhombus, then definitely all the sides, that is AB, BC, CD and AD. See, these all the sides are equal and diagonals are not equal. Then it becomes a rhombus. So I told now two only, that is one is a parallelogram and the other one is rhombus. If it is a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and diagonals are not equal. And if it is a rhombus, all the sides are equal and diagonals are not equal. When it comes to the square and rectangle, if it is a rectangle, then opposite sides are equal and diagonals are also equal. Opposite sides are equal, diagonals are equal. Then we can say that is a rectangle. And when it comes to the square, all the sides are equal and diagonals are equal. All the sides are equal and diagonals are equal. Then we can say that is a square. Like that, whatever the vertices is given and ask you to prove whether it is a particular diagram or not, you have to verify these rules and regulations and prove like this. Okay. Next, last question in this section, that is question number 28. Here in this question number 28, the overall question we can understand by the figure. So in 9th chapter, the questions are giving like this. Find the area of a shaded region. If you want to find the area of a shaded region, you have to eliminate the unshaded region. Likewise, you have to find. Here they given AB and CD are arcs of two concentric circles. Already we discussed in the previous problem concentric circles. Like that, here AB and CD, these two are arcs of two concentric circles. Concentric circles means what? O is the common center for AB circle and CD circle. So like this big circle will be there, here also big circle will be there. For those two circles, common center is O. Like that, here AB and CD are arcs of two concentric circles of radius 21 centimeters and 7 centimeters. So this is a 21 centimeters big one, 7 centimeters is small circle. That is the radius is given. And here, if angle AOB equals to 30 degree, that means this is nothing but 30 degree. Angle AOB or COD, whatever the angle may be, that is 30 degrees. Find the area of shaded region. This region area we have to find. This is the shaded region. This total is nothing but shaded region. This shaded region you have to find. That means from the total area, you have to subtract the small area. From the total area, unshaded part is this one. So this COD, whatever the arc CD makes the area, that region, you have to subtract from total. So that means area of this complete sector minus area of this small sector. If you do, then automatically the result will give the area of a shaded region. But how to find area of a sector? First of all, area of a sector, there is a formula. What is the area of a sector? Area of a sector is nothing but the given angle x degree. That is, if you assume that the 30 degrees is x degree, then x by 360 into pi r square is nothing but area of a sector. So based on that we can find. Now here given points we will write here R. I am assuming capital R. Why? Because big circle and it is a small circle. So larger circle radius equals to 21 centimeters and small circle R equals to 7 centimeters and angle AOB equals to 30 degrees. Now we will go for the formula. What is the formula is here? Formula, that is area of a sector, that is x by 360 into pi r square, square units. We will measure always area will be in square units. Now we will go for area of larger sector. Area of a larger sector in the sense here, what is the difference? Capital R is there. So that we can write x by 360 into pi r square, capital R square, square centimeters. Now area of a smaller sector is x by 360 into pi small r square. Now we will go for area of a shaded region. I am not substituting direct area of a larger sector, area of smaller sector. Why? Because I have to find area of a shaded region. No need to find this value and no need to find again this value and we have to subtract like that. There are the common points. X by 360 is common, pi is also common. Only differentiate from capital R and small r only. That's why I am taking common from this one and this one. That's why I am writing direct area of shaded region, that is equals to x by 360 into pi r square minus x by 360 into pi into small r square. From this already what I told, x by 360 into pi is common. So that common part I am taking out. Now the remaining part r square minus r square. So what do you observe here? X value. What is x value? 30 degree. So 30 degree by 360. And here pi value, they only given that pi value is 22 by 7. If they mentioned end of the question pi value is 22 by 7 or 3.14, whatever they mentioned, that value only you have to consider. So here I am considering pi value is 22 by 7. And here capital R value is 21 and small r value is 7. That means 21 square minus 7 square. Now we can see if you do the cancellation, 3 ones, 3 twelves. So it is becomes 1 by 12 into 22 by 7. And here you can observe this formula. It is in the form of a square minus b square. You can do 21 square is 441 minus here 7 square is 49, 441 minus 49, like that you can do the subtraction also. But you can use the formula also here, a square minus b square. A square minus b square is what? A plus b into a minus b. What is a plus b? It is a, it is b. 21 plus 7, 28. What is a minus b? 21 minus 7, 14. So likewise I had written here 28 into 14. Now we can do the simplification. 7 ones, 7 fours, 4 ones, 4 threes. So if you multiply 22 into 14 and divide by 3, you will get 102.67 square centimeters. Okay, so you can solve by taking a paper this one. So that you will get 102.67 square centimeters. This is also one of the most important type of question in chapter 9. So from here the section 1 and section 2, section 3, all 3 sections are we completed. So in section 3 all the questions are 4 mark questions. So that I had explained you by writing all the answers in a board, and I am explaining. Why? Because it is taking more time. If I want to explain each and every question, each question will take more than 10 minutes, then the video becomes very larger. So it is not good for uploading. So that I am splitting that each and every section and I am explaining to you. I hope you can understand each and everything, and you have to practice regularly. If you are not able to practice regularly, then you are unable to achieve mathematics in a good way. Okay children, thank you. Have a nice day.